Counting down to the 2023 edition of UK Charity All-Stars at the Vindico Arena in Cardiff, July 29 and 30. And we're catching up with the captains of the 8 teams involved. Delighted to be joined today, the captain of the All-Stars BigRedMachine. It's the British Heart Foundation, and it's Gareth Dutton. Hi, Gareth. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thanks for having me. Not really sure we call ourselves the BigRedMachine at the moment.
Well, you know, there's a lot of you, and it's red, and it's it's fine. It's how's 23 the 23 edition going for the BHF? Obviously, two months down the line.
It was going quite well. We've just had one of our sort of big events that we've done as a team called the BHF Big Bash. That was down in Cambridge. That went pretty well. We had a load of current BHF players, some previous ones, and then players that have never done anything All-Stars related. That was quite decent. And just the laugh that you get from a normal BHF locker room going on through WhatsApp, it's been quite decent.
Yeah. What we're seeing, we're talking to a couple of the captains in these chats, particularly the last couple of years since we've come back from the COVID pause, these extra satellite events have become more and more. So people are getting together. They're not just waiting to get together at the big event itself. They're getting together throughout the year and the more fundraising events, and it kind of becomes more of a regular thing, more of a keep in touch.
Oh, definitely. I think the amount of Zoom meetings and Teams calls that you had with teammates during all the lockdowns, it's it just made you want to be present with each other. Keep that vibe going that you have at the weekend normally. Yeah.
So for those who don't know yourself, how did you get involved with All-Stars first of all, and then how did the captaincy of the BHF come about?
For me, it was I first went to see it in 2014 in Sheffield.
Yeah.
Because at the time I played ball hockey against David Grant. And he was like, come down, you'll have a laugh. I was like, right, okay. Came down. I was probably one of the few people there I had no idea what was going on. I was sober as a judge. At the time I didn't drink. And I just loved everything that was going on. I was like, this is great. I want to get involved. Spoke to David. He just said, watch out for when the post comes out. And then I was like, right, perfect. Came out and I put myself down for BHF and 2 other charities, mainly for family reasons. And then, 2015, the first one at the Vindico Arena now, or was Ice Arena Wales?
Yeah.
The first one there, and then carried on from there, playing for BHF each year. Then, although last year I played 2.5 games, and then got stretched off because I dislocated my kneecap in one of the games. And I wanted to come back, make sure you could say unfinished business. And I got a phone call. Well, I got a text first saying, can we talk? And my response at the time was, maybe in about an hour or so, I'm watching United v Liverpool.
Yeah.
And then obviously that finished. I had the phone call and I was just delighted. I had the biggest Cheshire grin going.
Yeah. So taking over from Iwana was the captain last year?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Iwana.
All right.
Fearless leader, as we called her.
So what for those, obviously people know the British Heart Foundation, what are your role as captain, obviously on the ice, but kind of keeping everybody together during the build up, keeping the kind of cracking the whip as needs be in the fundraising stakes and kind of just driving the team on?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's coming up to the event now. It's like, right, come on, we need to just keep pushing. Let's get as much as we can, because obviously with BHF, the money we raise goes towards like defibrillators that goes into schools, gyms, sports halls, and it also helps towards research that helps like trying to find a cure for heart diseases.
Mm-hmm.
It's you want to make sure everyone's on like the same page, which they pretty much are because everyone's fighting for a good reason.
Yeah, you mentioned the kind of your family reasons, but a lot of the charities, people do have that connection with them through their own life, and we've seen, particularly the last couple of BHF jerseys, where you can see the names of the loved ones on the jersey, and that kind of that brings it home. And the last few years, when we've been able to have the charities actually at the event as well, so you can see the work that the BHF do. So how does what we do at AllStars kind of, how does that impact the British Heart Foundation?
From it, the from the conversations we've had, it's always positive. It's like we can't thank you enough because obviously during COVID it was a bad time for them.
Yeah.
They didn't get as much like funding as much as they could, and they were like, "All Stars is just helping us keep going. It's helping to fight the cause for curing heart disease." And we're like, "Hey, as much anything we can do, we'll do it as much as we can,
Mm-hmm.
as physically possible, that is."
Yeah.
And they keep saying, "What you're doing now is amazing work. If we had 18,000 or more or so of you guys, it'd be insane the amount of work that could get done."
Yeah. You mentioned the big bash at Cambridge just last weekend. Is that the biggest kind of pre-event thing that you're doing, or have you got other things before the main event?
Yeah, that was our main thing was, well, it was thought of in 2020, and obviously everything with COVID, so we had to postpone that.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we didn't put it on. We just didn't think there'd be enough interest. And in this year it was, all right, let's put it out. Let's see what we can get.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do. And it was, I wasn't there, unfortunately, but from what I went told, it was an amazing event, and people were asking for, can this be put on each year?
Mm-hmm. And that arena, obviously, I've worked with the EIHA previously, and they've had their kind of England camps there and a junior tournament, and there's a new junior team starting up there, and it's it looks from the outside, I haven't been myself, but it looks a really smart facility, and something down at that end of the country as well. As more ice is never a bad thing, is it?
Definitely. The more ice, the better.
Yeah. Your team, the Big Red Machine, as we like to call them. Any kind of changes from last year, or any newbies that you want to tell us about, or any particular people to look out for?
We have a few people that are not returning this year for various reasons, and then we've got at least two new. Well, one's one's a returnee, and then two are actually new people to play in for BHF. We've got Joe Byrne from Belfast. She's playing for BHF this year.
Yeah.
She's normally down watching, supporting with the Irish lot over at Dreams. But this time she was like, I want to play.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, perfect. And we've got a guy coming over from Calgary, Dustin.
Right.
He's coming over to
As you
play.
do, just pop over, yeah.
Yeah. When we found out you wanted to play, we were like, you know what? Fair play to you.
Yeah.
If you can get in, we'll get you in. That's great. And then obviously we've got, I know one of them mentioned it on social media, but two of the players of this year playing their last ones, their bodies just telling them it's time to retire from playing. So yeah, it's a good group of people from last year, some new people. We're looking forward to everything, meeting up.
Yeah. And you see those people who maybe stop playing after this year, but you know yourself, AllStars, once you're in, you kind of you don't get let go. So you'll come down as a fan, or you can be a helper or a volunteer somewhere involved. You can still stay involved, not necessarily on the ice, but you can certainly come down and still be involved and help the charities even beyond your playing time.
Oh, definitely. I don't know. I believe one of them will definitely be involved still, mainly on like the bench coaching side.
Mm-hmm.
But the other, I mean, I'm not too sure. But then again, I believe he probably will do, considering BHF has actually helped him a lot himself because
Yeah.
he suffered from heart problems at a younger age.
Yeah.
So I believe he will do.
So if you want to attract people to come down to Cardiff at the end of July, what would you say to potential fans or supporters or sponsors to kind of, you see it's yes, there's the 32 games or whatever it is over the 2 days, but there's a lot more than just what happens on the ice, isn't there?
Correct. Yeah, it's what happens on the ice. It's just your laughter at the end of it. You all chipped in at the end of the day for pretty much, you know what you're playing for. You're playing for your charity. You're just there for a laugh. It's going to be hockey that isn't Cardiff Devils style for people around that area. So when you see number 88, you won't see a Joey Martin, you'll see a Gareth Dutton. But it's going to be the most fun that you'll have. You'll see a lot of charities. You'll be able to pick up your cross-check merch if you want to. You just get to have a laugh and you get hooked.
Yeah.
In the AllStars feeling, because we're all pretty much like one family, you could say.
And as we mentioned, the charities are there as well. So each of the charities will be there. They'll be it's normally around the bar area, so they'll have a stall. You can speak to volunteers from the charity about the work that they do, not necessarily just what we help with AllStars, but what the charity does as a whole. You can, if you're interested in volunteering with a charity, obviously there's those kind of avenues. So and then there's the après ski as well, shall we say, of the Friday night and the Saturday night and the Sunday night and the AllStars, the full AllStars experience.
Exactly. I mean, you'll enjoy some of the costumes that are going to be in play on the Saturday night, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for our team, we're going as like the Pirates. So that's our theme. So that's going to be interesting to go around Cardiff Central and Pirates.
It's all part of the. It's come a long way from the first events where it was just a little hockey tournament. Now it's something a lot much more and hugely more important, and it's fantastic. I say I'm looking forward to the event. It's the Vindico Arena, 29th and 30th of July, and we'll look forward to the BHF gang under your leadership, Gareth. Appreciate our time today, talking us through the preparations, and we'll look forward to seeing you and your team in Cardiff.
Perfect. Can't wait. Brilliant.